Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
Actually, we're live right now. I did not realize this. All right, well, I want to welcome everybody to League Racing TV. I didn't know we were live. I just checked that out and got the okay to go ahead here. You're watching Louisiana Hunters for Heroes 150 tonight at Pocono, the Josh White E-Racing Motorsports League here on, again, League Racing TV. My name is Ray Richer. I'll be your host for this evening. Just doing it a little bit solo tonight. I've done it for the past couple of weeks with a few other different guys, and unfortunately, some couldn't make it tonight on a beautiful night here in upstate New York. And right now, we have our qualifying guys out on the track. Top of the list right now, Nicholas Sacco, who has been fast for the past couple weeks. He right now has a top of the heap here. Trying to figure out what his best time is. 55.174. Next to him, on the outside of the front row, we'll start Brady LeBouf. He is right now at 55.228. The lineup down through, all the way through 10th, all these guys within 55 seconds. Should be able to take and have a great race this evening. Pocono Speedway is where it's at in the Pocono Mountains. Usually rains here, but you know what? Tonight that's out of the question because in reality, most of the time you got to fight this water off this track, but tonight, being a virtual track, never have to worry about that. Again, I'm Ray Richer. I'll be bringing you all the action here from Pocono in the Tricky Triangle. Qualifying just about ready to get over with. 8 minutes into it, going to have about a minute and a half ready to go until they line up. We'll get you the lineup here very shortly.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful rendition of the American National Anthem. We'll get our lineup here and get things underway here at Pocono. Tonight, it looks to be, 25 guys here on the grid, and we'll run them down here right now. On the pole right now, Nicholas Sacco with a qualifying time of 55.173. Outside of him, Brady LeBouf will be in the second spot in the front row. Inside third row, Ashley Donson, one of our Aussies here tonight, 55.536. That'll put him up in the second row inside. Outside of him, Robert Mason in the number 7 machine. Derek Mullins starts on the inside of the row 3. On the outside of him, Derek Fulton in the number 19. Jason Kepler inside 33. Outside of him, Chris Baines. Inside next row, Steven up front. In the 11 machine, the number 91 on the outside of Tyler Beeman with him. Michael McKinnon will start in the 11th spot. That'll bring up the row of 16 on the inside, the 13 machine outside of him, the 51 of Stephen Waltrip. Inside, our host tonight, Joshua White of the Joshua White eSports Leagues in the number 8 in the 13 position. Outside of him, Andrew Hurley. And inside the next row will be the number 09 of Christopher Williams. Michael Clary will take up the outside in the 16th position. 17th will be Gene Raguski. Outside of him, Eric Zimmerman. And in the 16th machine, Cully Bullock will take up the 19th spot. Number 20 rounded out your top 20, Brandon Bullock. And then 21st, Roger Bram. Outside of him, Austin McKinnon. Inside next row in the 30 machine, Zach Talley. Outside of him, Sean Morrison. Rounding off everybody in the top 25, we have Kyle Barnes. These cars are lined up on the front row. I believe Kyle Barnes will be our official this evening. As you see them pulling out for their first warm-up lap, we'll get these tires warmed up and set them loose here next time by. The Turkey Triangle, like I said, down in Pocono, Pennsylvania. One of the things about this, made up of 3 different turns, and it's kind of funky because down in turn 1, very long, sweeping turn, a lot of room, can even fit 5, maybe 6, even 7 wide down through there if they really wanted to, but definitely not the way to go. Turn 2, very fast, almost on the floor with these trucks, around 700 horsepower. They're going to keep it there in about second gear and try to get through there without slipping up. The rear end will kind of come out of them a little bit if they go in too hard. Turn 3, very flat, very low to the bottom. You're going to see a lot of these trucks crawl down to the bottom and try to keep it there as much as possible to get the most out of that turn. Then they'll sweep up by the fence and start the whole lap over again. Turn 1 goes down to the Long Pond stretch, and this track has been famous for a long time for bringing out some great racing. 2.5 miles around this asphalt tri-oval, and we're getting ready underway. Pace truck lights are off. We'll bring them down out of turn 2. Into turn 3 we head. Sacco will lead them off to the first lap. Across the stripe, Sacco to the inside. Leboeuf to the outside. Down into turn 1. They got to get them cranked up to full speed. Almost 3 wide there, about 3 rows back. But right now, Sacco will bring him down to the bottom. Go down to the first turn. A little bit of banking there, but to the inside, the 07 has something else to say. Ashley Dodson will give it a shot down through turn 1. Down the stretch, they'll go into turn 2. Single file most of the way back, at least to 6th, 7th position. Single file back in the pack. These guys are going to be fighting it out to try to get back up through. The draft is very important here, like all tracks with these trucks. They'll put a big hole into the air. Ashley Dodson to the outside in row 3 gives them a little bit more room to let Leboeuf and Sacco kind of fly away from them. Actually, down to turn 3, you'll see these trucks kind of slow down, get to the bottom, as you're seeing right now with Sacco up front. He kind of pulls it up to the second group. Up by the wall, he'll come, and down the straight they'll go. Sacco leads that first lap and pulls out about 5 car lengths immediately to second place of Leboeuf. A couple guys down to the bottom there. You'll see them on the front stretch, but not really trying to take and get any air off anybody, but they're trying to pass. And it's kind of difficult without a draft, so they'll floor it down to the longest front stretch in NASCAR, which is about, I think it's 27,000 feet. I could be completely, or 2,700 feet. I could be completely wrong about that. We'll figure that out lately. Don't go by the facts of this announcer. I kind of, butcher guys' names half the time. But either way, back up front right now, Sacco leads it, and we have a gain there by Leboeuf in the number 9 machine. They're about 3 truck lengths back now compared to 5 what he was on the last lap. Keep in mind, we have a long way to go in this race. 60 laps is the distance they want to go, and probably about 20 to 25 laps on fuel, being such a big track. Leboeuf to the tail end of the 29. The 29, only 2 trucks separate them now. Leboeuf, if he gets that lap, he'll be able to take and climb his way up and try to hold line. Single file right now, nobody's in a rush. Getting everything worn in usually takes about 2 or 3 laps to get these things down to the point where you can drive them a little bit better, but Leboeuf is kind of throwing that out the door right now on that theory. He'll go to the inside of Sacco, not there just yet, but to his tailgate, trying to take the lead down the front stretch. To the inside, he looks again, not quite there. Left rear corner is still wide open. He doesn't have a chance to take it. One truck leads back to second place, but they are walking away to the top three. In the third place, if you look back, though, it looks like Ashley is all alone. Dotson there in that 07. Kind of biding his time. We'll see what happens back up front and see if these guys touch it all. He's kind of looking for a hole. You know how it works. No change in the top two. Basically, LaBeouf and Stacko fighting it out. Back in the line, not a lot of action going on. Again, a guy's just kind of holding on right now. Like Derek Fulton in that number 19 machine. He's in 5th place. Just kind of cruising along right behind the number 2 of Mr. Mullins. And everybody single file just using that draft. If they got close enough, I think they would have a chance to get up to the front 2. But I see right now the 19 steps out line of Fulton just for a second, trying to look to the inside. Not enough wind to take and get him by the 2 of Mullins. But going down through turn 2, still on the loud pedal. Back up front right at the moment in time. These two still fighting it out. Number 9 and 29 between Sacco and LaBeouf. LaBeouf, no gain, no loss in second place. These guys like tandem drafting around this place, almost like Daytona at this moment. Well, Daytona long ago anyways. Down the front stretch, go. Beautiful number 9 truck paint job this evening, by the way. LaBeouf's got that American flag for Memorial Day on the side of it. A couple guys in the back. I just seen somebody just about touch the fence coming out of turn 3. Couldn't catch the truck number, but still able to continue on. Just a small tap, nothing to worry about. Taking a little of that vinyl off. Top 2 still out front. We'll go back in line here, see exactly what we can find behind Dodson. And that 19 again to the inside of Mullins. We have a challenge for 4th place. Mullins lets him go, goes to the high side, opens the door behind him with Chris Baines. Baines doesn't take the opportunity, but Mullins back to the inside of the 19, trying to get that run. He might have him going down to turn 3, side by side, just for the moment. Mullins to the bottom side, the outside of him, the 54, Baines. Baines trying to make that work on the outside, not able to, and the advantage right now goes to the 19. Mullins slipping back actually a little bit, didn't get a run off that corner like he wanted to. You've got to use that momentum coming off the corner on the outside line, because if you don't, like you just seen there, Mullins did not have it. He was down in the 3rd groove, just couldn't carry that number 2 truck out to the outside. With that result, the 54 does get by him. Advantage behind him right now is Stephen Walter to the inside of Mullins. Mullins seems like he's kind of losing the handling on that truck for a moment anyways, losing 2 positions, now possibly 3, as we see the 51 here at Walter to the inside. Mullins will allow him to have that up to the 3rd groove. He'll go, open the door again. The bottom for the 33 right now of Keffer. But no, Keffer falls back in line behind him. Tyler Beeman. These guys are 4 deep, single file. Challenge right now for 4th place position. Fulton with a 19, the 54 behind him of Baines. Baines looked on the inside last time, didn't get a chance to get there. Although the door was wide open, he kind of fell back and just kind of let it off, fell back in line. Advantage right now of Fulton in that 4th place position. Back up front, actually missed it. LaBeouf got around Sacco. Unfortunately missed that replay on the last lap, I believe. Give the advantage to LaBeouf. He was fast enough to catch him, make him 5 front lengths. Now let's see if he's fast enough to get away, but that draft is going to elude him. Because keep in mind, Sacco's just got to stick to his tailgate for quite a while until they go back and do a pit. Sacco with a little bit of lower line there through turn 3. Up, we got a flasher. That'd be LaBeouf right there, our leader. Came back immediately. That's good. Connection issues are not a good thing when you, especially you're out in the lead, because, well, everybody's trying to follow you and get around you. It's just going to open the hole. As you see LaBeouf go to the bottom side trying to cut that draft. Sacco just following his line. These guys able to keep up that speed. Both have a great line down through 1. To the bottom side, though, Sacco's going to try to shorten up that track a little bit. Able to get to his tailgate now to the inside. He'll bobble a little bit off the corner. Try to get to him. No. Back in line he goes for 2nd place. Even up front right now. LaBeouf out front. Sacco in 2nd. Sacco was giving up the lead about 2 laps ago. To the outside he'll go. For some reason LaBeouf kept it to the bottom. trying to avoid maybe the bumper there. Didn't hear outside per se on my end, but on the same note,